Hello, my fellow listeners. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Carissa, or Aligned by Carissa, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do a headstand. Practicing headstands has great mental and physical benefits. They increase blood flow, calm the mind, and relieve anxiety. A few of the reasons why I really like to practice doing headstands is for the physical challenge. It's really good for your upper body strength. And it's also a really good way for me to physically ground myself. So let's get started. So we're going to start off by finding a seated position on our mat. We're going to be doing some light wrist stretches here. So I'm just moving my wrists slowly back and forth to create a little bit of tension. And then I did a couple of wrist rolls here too. So next we're going to get into a tabletop position and just start slowly rocking back and forth to continue our wrist stretch. Now I'm just going to turn my hands around so my fingertips are facing my knees and continue slowly shifting the weight back and forth. This is going to be a really deep wrist stretch. So now I'm going to be doing my side straddle stretch on the right leg, reaching my arm all the way over to touch my toes. This stretch is really good for our quads, torso, and arms. It's really good with engaging a lot of your muscles. Now I'm going to be stretching downwards, just grabbing the soles of my feet and lowering my forearms to the ground to get a better back stretch. Now I'm just going to be switching legs, so everything that I did on the right side, I will be continuing over to the left. Now I'm just going to do my full straddle stretch. So I'm going to try and point my toes upwards and walk my hands down past the mat to really feel this stretch in your quads and your back. Just take a few deep breaths here and try to really ease into the uncomfort to really deepen the stretch. Now, before we do our headstand, I'm just going to do a full body stretch, reaching all the way up and then putting my hands flat on the mat. So now we're just gonna get onto the mat, finding a comfortable position for our knees. I'm going to lower my head down and put my arms up into a 90-degree angle. So now I just lifted my knees off the ground and am pressing my feet into the ground just to do one last stretch before we get into our headstand. So now I'm just going to place my knees onto my elbows to gain some balance and lift my feet off the ground. And then I'm going to slowly rise my feet up and really engage my core here and keep the balance, keep it controlled. I'm rising my feet all the way up to the sky and pointing my toes. We're going to be feeling a lot of tension on our upper body. Balance is also a main key in this pose, so I recommend for starters to maybe do this up against a wall so you don't fall back. So I went to grab a t-shirt here just so I could lay my head on something a little bit less hard than the mat. I do recommend getting a small pillow if you have that, but this is all I had at the time. So I'm just going back into my headstand, but this time I'm doing my straddle stretch as well. So the reason we did all of the stretches in the beginning is because I was getting ready to do my straddle in my headstand. And sometimes I like to shift my hips back and forth to kind of challenge the balance here. Just rising my legs back up and stepping down. Thank you guys for coming along. I am now just admiring the beauty outside and focusing on my breath. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys find this beneficial and you try out this headstand practice. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention in the beginning, when you're doing wrist stretches, I also recommend doing some arm stretches such as these. I'm not sure what these are called, but yeah, just doing these and these maybe, because I noticed that after I did my headstand, I was a little bit sore in the arms, so make sure you stretch your arms too. But yeah, thank you guys again so much, and I really hope to see you guys in my next video. All the love.